Right, so I've only performed guitar a few times in my life, like I mean, in front of on stage, and the last time was 15 years ago here. Yeah, and I think I brought I had a big keyboard like that. I brought it in my big case, and maybe I did it the same night as a guitar. I can't remember, but that's the last time. So one thing I like to do, I like to sing, but I mainly tonight I'm just playing guitar, and I like to do improvisational guitar. So I'm gonna just kind of see what happens, and then like a 3-4 minute kind of thing. And it's based on stuff I play over and over in my room, but I just kind of let it come out however it comes out.
Cool.
Thanks.
Do you base it on, do you have to go into that with a particular like chord progression or anything in your mind, or how do you, what's your internal process?
It's totally wide open, totally random. But I mean, things like this, I figured I came up with that like in 2005 and never really knew what to do with it, like going back and forth right there. And then this thing, same thing, over and over, and I just played it over and over again. So I think like maybe perfectionism or whatever, I just never put it in a song. But I do all kinds of other stuff in between, but I never touched those things I just did.
Yeah.
So I can't figure out what to do with it. So I think I probably need to like have a schedule or have other musicians like say, okay, you know, maybe present like 3 or 4 versions of it, and then say which one works, because I want to connect with the audience. Like I have basic inspiration, but I'm not sure the best form of it. But yeah, go.
Yeah.
You're really good at picking out the relevant notes within a chord.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so like you were doing this chord progression and you weren't just strumming the whole chord. You were finding notes inside of it that felt like it was creating a melody and creating some tension within the song.
Thank you.
And so that was really cool. And I can imagine that arrangement in a full band with a fiddle player or a trombone player or somebody else who's hearing other things.
Thank you.
And so yeah, it was musical for the an instrumental. Still kind of accomplished that. So that was well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Recording, you do a lot of things like I do. You have an open string that creates dissonance, which really makes it builds up the tension.
Yeah, because I teach guitar, but there's a lot of things like basic guitar I can't do that most everyone can do. Like for example, most of the songs you learn would be up here, just changing from E to C to G. I mess that up all the time. Also, I can never do lead, even though I practice over and over. And I can't remember music theory for some reason. I think if I played with a band, I probably could. But I'm naturally pretty good at singing. I do imitations and I do stand up voices and stuff like that. So I'm good at hearing and imitating, but I can't hear the actual chord. Like I can't tell you what chord it is. So basically, my point is that I work with my weaknesses. I was frustrated that I couldn't play like the music I heard or that I like, but I was good at picking, I'm good at strumming, and good at rhythm. So basically, I just keep the same shape and just move up and down. So that created my own style because I couldn't do the normal stuff up here. So that's an encouragement to anyone who's trying to learn, like maybe like me, where you try for 20. I've been playing for over 20 years, and I just still can't do lead, and I can't play songs very well up here. So I decided to adapt.
Do you ever play slide?
Slide? Oh, like with actual.
With the slide, yeah.
Yeah, I tried, but I haven't been able to figure it out yet.
All right, last one in the back.
The vibe that I got from it was kind of like a Dave Matthews, Rollins like sort of feel.
Okay.
And so I kind of heard like maybe like a vocal melody, kind of something that like Dave might put up over it. I did also like the sound of the open strings. That's always a favorite.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I would maybe recommend is, I'm a drummer and percussionist, and yes, I agree that like I love that it was like in waltz time. What I kind of wanted to hear out of it was more dynamics, especially in some of like when the chords really started to kind of get dark and dissonant.
Yeah.
Like even instead of like even like the chunk, like maybe just go like like just get just downstroke it.
You mean like put more attitude in it, or?
Yeah, and like just sort of accent it a little more.
Okay.
And there was a part early on that just another sort of rhythmic pattern, but it happened so quickly, like I can't remember sort of what jumped out at me there.
Yeah.
But like even just like playing with the dynamics of it, and like because it's a very pretty song, but like to juxtapose that with some like
the darker part of that.
You
mean like making the attitude more distinct when it switches to the more darker sounding?
Yeah,
rougher sounding?
Yeah, I think like some of the parts, like when you were doing like some descending lines, or even like the kind of chromatic line where you're going up, it would be nice to actually kind of hear that come out with more attitude versus the kind of pretty way that it starts.
So it's basically kind of like mix the moods or make it a little more choppy instead of the kind of fluid high sound.
I mean, it doesn't take much, and as I said, like rhythmically, there are some things that you can do with that can kind of open it up.
Okay. Well, one last thing is I always had trouble playing in time, so I just kind of let that go.
That works for that style.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Andy.
All right, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.